The OHP Uncut Podcast with Kannon.
Hello, it's Kannon. This is a weird story, but it's a story that's happening more and more on TikTok. A song that was big like years ago blows up again because it blew up on TikTok, and that's what happened with this song. It first dropped in 2010, Miguel's Sure Thing, and it was hot. Like, it was hot then. It was. People were all about that song. I mean, Miguel, who doesn't look any older now, was a pretty big star. And here he is again. And of course, he's got a new project on the way that he's going to talk about. But let's get to let's get his feelings on this Sure Thing blowing up after 10 years. Hey, yo, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That's how you can win a virtual meet and greet with your favorite artists. That's how we do it. We pick new subscribers. You win the virtual meet and greet. I'm going to shut up. I'm losing my voice for some reason, which is very strange. Miguel on OHP.
The OHP Uncut Podcast with Kannon.
What's happening?
What's up, bro? How are you?
Man, I'm excellent, man. Enjoying this rain out here in LA. How you doing?
Oh, yeah. You don't get much rain in LA, huh? When it happens, it's like a cool event.
Bro, we just run out. Just welcome it.
Well, nice to talk to you again. Where do we found you today? In your living room?
This is the studio, sort of the studio room. Yeah, for sure. The studio house.
I'm the most nosy human being. Can we see just a little bit of your surroundings?
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess. Let's see.
You don't want to see my house. I got a green screen up for a reason. I just moved. I'm living out of boxes. That's a sexy little space, man.
Oh man, this is the haven. This is where it all happened. It's been happening. Great.
Is that where you go when you're feeling creative and you want to vibe out? Is that the room you gravitate to?
Yeah, this is I my house is maybe like less than a mile away. I probably get here around 10 a.m. and I stay here as long as I possibly can. This is the haven. Yeah.
Well, I know you're working on new stuff, but let's talk about old stuff that's new again.
Right. I know, right?
Yo, trippy. I mean, it's got to be trippy, right?
Yeah, it's a wild ride. I think as again, coming from MySpace and Sure Thing I uploaded Sure Thing to MySpace, the rough version.
I remember.
Yeah, and it's just a trip. Every iteration of social media, it's just kind of had a little moment, but this has been the biggest one by far. So the fact that, listen, to everyone listening, we weren't on the radio with this. You know what I mean? It wasn't like pop radio was messing, it hadn't made it there. So for all the fans and everyone who's discovered Sure Thing, I really can't thank you enough. It's literally been
it's weird for me, dude. I interviewed you when this song came out the first time.
Wow. Let's go.
About this song. And everyone loved it then, and everyone loved it. Is loving it again. That must be so trippy to you. How did you catch on to the fact that this was beginning to swell up?
Yeah, it was a trip. I got a call early in the morning, maybe 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning or something like that. Because Mark, who's that's my brother. He also signed me, but he happens also to be president of the label now. At RCA, he called me because he's up 5 in the morning on the East Coast, and I'm barely waking up, and he's like, "Wake up!" He's like, "This is going crazy. Have you seen this?" And I'm like, "What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?" But he walked me through the whole thing, and my team obviously just showing me all the numbers and the stats and how things have just been translating into, sales and this and that, not just of the song but of the album. It's just man, it's crazy. It's a beautiful. I can be fairly pessimistic about things, but I do believe in signs. And
yeah. And what do you think this is a sign of?
I think it's that it's inevitable. Inevitably, it's just time. It's time to kind of. Time to really jump back in.
Yeah.
As a musician.
All I Want Is You came out in 2010, right?
Yeah.
I remember having girls over at my house and putting that album on and and vibing out to it. And here we go again. Have you been able to trace it back to what TikTok started this trend all over again?
I feel like it was bubbling in one way for a moment. It kind of started with like, I remember seeing a clip of like, and this is the most random. It's like, even I didn't understand it at the time, right? It's like a girl, and the caption was like, when you're in the kidnap, like when you're being kidnapped. It was like a girl being kidnapped, and like she's like
Not
just
the way you
singing,
planned on making your re-entrance, but okay.
not at all. Like the beginning iteration of seeing people kind of pick up the song. It was through like some like TikTok of like a girl, like if ever, like when you're being kidnapped, and then this is a girl singing the song. It was a trip. I don't know if anyone listening has seen this one, but it's just like a girl singing the song, but she's got like a mask over her head and like the back of a van. It's a trip. I think maybe because it was so bizarre. I don't know.
How has your life changed from 2010 to now? What are some of the biggest like life moments you've had between then and now that maybe you're drawing from for the new music that you're making?
Whoa, biggest moments.
I mean, we're talking 13 years. I understand that's quite an ask, but what are some of the big moments that you're drawing from?
I mean, come on. There's like, whether it's like realizing long-term dreams, like, performing at the Grammys and winning a Grammy, or getting married, or getting divorced, or
I've done both of those in the past 13 years. Man, I can relate.
Yeah. I mean, these are big pendulum swings, they're like massive, like are traveling the world and like being with your brothers and friends, and having these experiences in places that you've imagined being through music. Unanimous moments of like, 50,000 people all singing the same lyric and like cutting the music, and like everyone in the same moment, or having, sharing these kinds of things is really crazy. Or as simple as like just being with your closest friends in the desert and crying about, all of the things that you went through. It's a trip.
Oh, wow. Did you have like a spiritual trip to the desert with some friends?
We've had many. We've had plenty. We've had plenty. We've been doing it for a long time. I mean, this is, and being from LA, that's sort of a almost a rite of passage at this point.
So how much time every day are you spending in that vibey little room that you've got there creating what we're going to hear next?
Wow. For the past, maybe, I want to say 6 months, I've probably been here the larger part of every day. I don't think I mean, for the most part of it, I was sleeping here. Actually, I was like just crashing here and waking up. Yeah. Crashing, man. This is like when you love it and you're just dedicated to it, you just go. And that's all I know, So
what are you most excited to express, Miguel, in this new album?
Probably like inner rage from outer space.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm kidding. I have no idea what that means. Go a little deeper on that one.
Yeah. I think just the manic nature of like life now. And again, like we're talking about a lot of time between my last album and this one. So there's just a lot of experience and a lot of emotion there. And I think my fans will be the most excited to hear what they love me for, and also sort of like exciting new textures and exciting new ways of putting things together. I think I just been wanting to do things that excite me, really.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to hearing it. When can we hear that?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a great question. We've got a lot coming fast. I mean,
there's got to be a little pressure right now. Like, okay, let's move this along a little bit quicker now.
A little,
yeah,
a little pressure. Oh man, they're like, listen. I enjoy it. I feel like, we got to watch Kobe, and we saw how he was under pressure. I think we all strive to kind of keep that same cool head and calm, collected, and assuredness about, our skill and the time we put in. I'm excited to deliver though. And I think fans will really love the wild nature of what's coming. It's really
well, you got me excited about it, man.
Yeah.
I've been a fan for a long time. It's great to reconnect with you, Miguel. Thank you for your time there. I appreciate you taking a little time away from your creativity to join us and talk a little bit about this. Let's play Sure Thing again on Open House Party. Thank you, Miguel.
Thanks, Kannon, man. Thank you, brother.
The OHP Uncut Podcast with Kannon.